Hi, I'm an old-fashioned butcher, and today we're going to learn how to make some deer sausages. This is grinding some deer meat up to make some bratwurst. Now we have the ground deer already ground, and the ground pork already ground a bit coarser. So I'm going to use a pre-mixed bratwurst spice. Here we're mixing up some of the spices with some water, and then we're going to mix it into the meat here. So now we're mixing the spices into the meat. Make sure you mix it in really good. So what I do is I mix like this. Through your hands, squeeze every time. Down and squeeze. That way you mix the meat through your hands. Throw the meat back over. Make sure you're getting right to the bottom of it. And try and do it fairly quick. You're going to see the meat will turn a color. It'll take the shine should come off of it. And that way you're getting a bind. So you mix it with ice cold water and nice cold meat. Otherwise it can all separate on you. It's getting nice and thick now. Again, keep it turning. Make sure you're getting all the spices worked in and all the meat. Okay, so here's the meat now. You remember how it looked at the beginning? Right now, you don't want to over mix it and you don't want to under mix it. It's sticking right to my fingers even, because it's got what they call now a bind. See, you can make like a ball out of there, and it's actually, you have to pull it apart. It's sticking. That's you want that to be like that, like really tight, and it's really tightening up on us right now. Now you can see that the shine has gone away from the meat, so it's not shiny anymore. This meat now has actually turned color, so it's lost the shine, and that is one sign that it's ready for stuffing. Okay, so we've got the sausage casings. These are 29 millimeter to 32 millimeter hog casings, and they're soaking in some water, and we're going to pull some of them out and get them ready for stuffing sausages in. So usually, if you get them loosened off in there, you can take them one of apart like in the bundle too, but I usually do it this way. So just put your finger between the casings, pull, 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 and this one's coming right out. There's one end already freed. There's the end of one. So that's one casing. We're going to need a couple of casings. So we're going to take some meat now and put it into the little stuffer. This is a very small hand stuffer. So this is just like you can have at home. So make a little ball of meat. I pushed a lot of the air out of it, and I'm just going to set it in there. Then I punch it down with my fist, like that. That way you push the air out and you don't get quite so much air. The meat is in the stuffer, and then I just put enough meat out to come out to the end of the spout. And we're going to put a casing on. So just find the end of the casing. This is what I do. I put a little water in them, because these haven't been soaking on. So just go like that with your fingers. Go in the bucket where the casings are in, and put a little water in the end of it, and just stretch it over the sausage spout and pull it on. Then I'll just break this off because we can't get it all on. Then what I do is just tie a little knot in the end of it. And then we're going to pull out some meat. So just crank it fairly slow. You want to fill the casing up with meat, but you don't want it to have so tight that it's going to burst. So then if you get air in there, just hit it with the back side of your knife a little bit, and you can let the air out. You can have a little needle in that to do it too. So there, you just crank them off fairly tight, because we're going to link these in smaller sausages. These are bratwurst. They're going to be linked in about 4 to 5 inch long pieces. There again, as it's filling up with air, just give it a little tap. And it's starting to get a little tight on me here now. The casing doesn't want to slide off, so I'll just push it up a little bit. Again, you can see those are fairly tight. We'll tie these up here right away so you can see what to do. So these are going to be bratwurst, and they're going to be about that long of sausage. So what I've done, I just made one there. Then I'll pinch this one, pinch another one off, and another one, and then turn it. Pinch one, pinch two, then you can go like this. And some guys go like this and then go backwards the other way so they don't come undone. I've never had trouble, so I always just make mine both going the same way, like that. And if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, where you see them hanging in the stores, you used to see them hanging in the old butcher shops where they were like this. So then we tie them a little bit differently. We tie them like that, turn that over, pinch off another one. This is not as easy as it looks, so if you want to try this, it'll be maybe a little challenge for you. And there you go. So you can make them like that too. Also, if you're having a little trouble getting the casing on, just put a little bit of meat out the end, and that seems to try and make it an even flow. So don't jerk it too much. Make it fairly steady as it comes. So you kind of just pulling it off. It's easier if you have one guy cranking and you can go on the other end, and you can use both hands. You see how the air wants to fill up in there a bit? Little tap and it takes it off. That's probably not the best way to do it, but that's what we used to do in the butcher shop. And those are just fairly light taps, just enough to break the casing. And if you get an air pocket in it as you're going, like a big air pocket, kind of knock it out, because those fill with grease when you're cooking them. So there, just keep it coming off fairly smooth again. You fill the casing fairly full, but not over full. If you get them over full when you go to link them, they'll break on you. And you can actually even break them right on the stuffer if you're putting too much meat in them. And there we go, another stuffer full. Then, like I say, I break that, cut that off, tie a little knot in it, pull the knot up to the sausage, and then trim it off. Okay, now here I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. This is with someone cranking for me, so you can hold it under your hand like that. Okay, just go not too fast and I'll show. So there, you can go like that with one hand. You can feel the tightness with your thumb, then you pull the other hand. And over, and go a little faster. And just make sure that if you see a whole pile of air coming out there, you tell the guy in the stuffer to stop. Making sure your tightness is about the same all the way. Again, just tap it lightly as you go. You can take the air, so it's actually a lot easier. You'll get a lot nicer sausage if you have someone on that wheel. You can do that. Again, you don't want those air pockets in your sausage if you can help it, especially when you're putting them in the smokehouse. Because you usually poke them when you're in the frying pan anyway. There's an air pocket right there. So I'll just take the knife and just tap it like that and it goes. Okay, you can back it right off the way. Okay, so here we are again. We're doing some more bratwurst. And you can see I'm going to put these in the smokehouse. So they're going to be tied at about 10 inches long. So I'm even stuffing these a little bit fuller. In other words, a little bit tighter here. Because when you link them smaller, it takes up more room in the casing. But these, because they're going to be in the smokehouse, I definitely don't want any air in them. And I'm stuffing them right full. You can see how full they're coming. So now we're going to link these up. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can make sausage too by coiling them. So you can just coil Then you could pinch, and some people put a string on it to string it off. So you can make a sausage like that. You get a lot of the farmer sausages are done that way. So you can coil them, set them in a little, what do you call it, a little plate, and you can freeze them that way. Okay. So here's the sausage to go in the smokehouse. They're all linked. So what I'll do is hang them on this stick. When you hang them on the stick, you have to make sure that they don't touch when you spread them out. So when you put them in the smokehouse, can you see that far there, Mike? Just spread them out so they're going to hang apart. And what I did, I opened the damper up full, and there's no heat on at all. I'm just going to leave them there to dry a little bit. As a matter of fact, I'm even going to leave the door open a little bit so we get an updraft. Because the skins have to dry, or else the smoke will not work on them. So we want the skins to dry off a little bit, and then you put the smoke on and the heat. Here's the finished smoked bratwurst. They've been in the smokehouse for about 5 hours now, and we're going to stick some in the frying pan right away. And we're going to enjoy them with these homemade cinnamon buns and homemade whole wheat bread. Nothing tastes better than something you make at home.